Welcome back to another Habs Daily News. Today we talk about the Montreal Canadiens news, the Montreal Canadiens prospect, and the Montreal Canadiens milestone, and have another subject at the end of the video. But first of all, let's dive in and talking about the Montreal Canadiens news. And my news of the day is about Guhle. The NHL decided to give to Guhle a one-game suspension after his actions during the game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Philadelphia Flyers. During the first period, Guhle slash Travis Konechny from the bench. I was shocked by Guhle to do that to Konechny. He's always been a great hockey player. Guhle with the Montreal Canadiens is a leader. Unfortunately, he lost his mind by his action. Is something you cannot do when you are on the bench to hit another player. So that's the reason why the NHL gave one-game suspension to the defenseman Guhle. Montreal Canadiens are going to play against the Carolina Hurricane tonight at the Bell Center. Montreal Canadiens are at this moment with a streak of 3W. But I want to talk about the Laval Rocket. The Laval Rocket won yesterday by the score at 2-1 against the Belleville Senators, and they return on the ice today at 3 o'clock p.m. against the Belleville Senators. This is a huge W after a bad loss Wednesday night against the Utica. That gave them again another possibility to stay in the playoff race in the American Hockey League, the Laval Rocket. Great performance against the Tobesh between the pipe for the Laval Rocket. My other news I want to talk about is the Montreal Canadiens prospect. This is the time of the year, it's the NCAA Top 16 playoff, and the first round is complete. Let's start with the Boston University Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson, 1 goal, 1 assist during the first game where the Boston University beat Rochester by the score of 6-3 with 2 points. Hudson equaled the same number of the points he did last year in NCAA with 48. For Jacob Fuller, the goaltender of the Boston College, another easy game for him. He stopped 23 of the 24 shots he faced yesterday for a W of 6-1. Fuller is on the streak of 11 W with the Boston College. Boston University play a second game today against Minnesota, and tomorrow Jacob Fuller play against Quinnipiac. If both of them win, they are going now at the Final Four of the NCAA championship. If Lane Hudson lost today, would be interesting what it would be his next move. Can he sign a contract entry level with the Montreal Canadiens and play the 9th game for the ribbonning of the season with the Montreal Canadiens? It's a story to follow up in the next couple of days. Then I want to talk about two other Habs prospects. First of all, Owen Beck for his first game in the playoff. His team, the Saginaw, beat the team of Cédric Guindon, another prospect with the Montreal Canadiens. Owen Beck, 3 assists for the beginning of his playoff in OHL. Beck is on fire this year, 84 points in 58 games. Then, what about Oliver Kapanen? Scored his 5th goal of the playoff with his team, and this team moved on because they eliminated the opponent team. Same situation with Adam Engstrom. Engstrom now move on to the semifinal of the SHL. Now, I want to talk about a little bit now about the milestone for the Montreal Canadiens. Like I mentioned earlier, Montreal Canadiens right now are with a streak of 3W. With those 3W, they gave only 1 goal again each game. This is a really great performance for the Montreal Canadiens. But not only the team looking great, but also its fan players that reached another milestone with the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, the captain, Nick Zulski, 30 goals this year. This is the first time his career scored 30 goals in one regular season. And we know he already beat his record of 66 points with 69 points with 9 more games to play to the end of the season. Then Juraj Slavkovsky is on the streak of 9 games with 1 point. And also, he beat the record of the most points by a teenager with Montreal Canadiens with 41 points. For him, this is over because today, March 30, this is his birthday, and he turned 20 years old. So all the points going to accumulate now until the end of the season. Finally, Kaden Primo at the Bell Center in the last 3 games, he gave only 1 goal. What a great contrast against for Kaden Primo. Since the departure of Jake Allen, Primo is the best goaltender on the number with the Montreal Canadiens. But I want to finish this video, guys, with a story about Martin Saint-Louis. But we know we talk a lot about the culture. And Martin Saint-Louis is so good on the press conference. He used the word normalcy versus urgency. What are you talking about? But he talk about it's a one thing to play in NHL, but it's another thing to stay in NHL. So if you play in the NHL and you play game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you reach the game number 20, 30, or 40, you become a little bit more normalcy. You think, oh, now I play many games, I can stay in NHL. And that's called normalcy for Martin Saint-Louis. And the point I want to talk about is because Jaden Strobel, he got a question from an reporter from Montreal Canadiens said, so what do you realize when you got held to scratch and when you come back? He said, because of my normalcy to play in NHL. I feel like every game after 10, 15, or 20, I feel like I was okay to play in NHL. It was not the same way when I got a call up from the Montreal Canadiens when I played my first 10 games. When you raise the number 20, 30, 40, you can become a little bit more certain to stay in the NHL. But this is the word normalcy. On the flip side, Juraj Slavkovsky used the word urgency and never be as a normalcy in NHL. He learned a lot from Martin Saint-Louis, and Saint-Louis explained to him it's good to make the NHL, but it's not easy to stay in the NHL. And Slavkovsky got it. Slavkovsky, he feel like he need to push every game because someone can steal his spot. So you have two kind of mindset what a Montreal Canadiens need to nurture and to build a better culture because they don't want their players to become a normalcy, more like a urgency players, and to feel like every game it's important and they need to perform every game to stay in NHL. And this is a great comment from Martin Saint-Louis. And they asked Martin Saint-Louis, when did you realize to go a little bit more on the normalcy during his career? Until I reached the 29 years old and 30 years old, it took me about 8 years before I realized now I feel comfortable to stay in NHL when I win on the R. Ross Trophy and he win the MVP playoff. Just give you an idea, the mindset of Martin Saint-Louis. You need to fight every day to keep your spot in NHL. So I feel like this is great for Martin Saint-Louis. Talk about the normalcy versus urgency. This concludes, guys, all the subject we have on this episode. Hopefully you enjoy another Habs Daily News. Don't forget, please, to click on the like, subscribe, leave me a comments about this video. And of course, remember, we are greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day.